Hi, welcome to Raisin Station. I'm your host, Dan, and on this episode, I am going to be taking a look at the book FELDSTEIN, The Mad Life and Fantastic Art of FELDSTEIN. Okay, so here we go. We're going to be looking at this book, FELDSTEIN, The Mad Life and Fantastic Art of FELDSTEIN. By Grant Geisman, published by IDW. And as you may have noticed, if you watch my channel very much, I do have a lot of books on EC comics, especially the horror comics. And how many of these types of books do you need? Well, let me go over this one a little bit and show you some stuff. This is definitely has the most biographical material of any book I have on FELDSTEIN. It has a lot of pictures of his life, a lot of personal photos. It has artwork from before he was doing comics, the early comics he did before EC. It covers, of course, the EC comics up until his artwork, up until he goes over to MAD, where he's the editor. And then after that, it even goes into the fine art painting he ends up doing at the end of his life. Although when I say fine art, he also ends up recreating EC covers in oil painting versions. And you get to see a little bit of all that in here. There's a nice picture of Bill and Al. And now this is... these are some of his comics he was doing before he got to EC, and I thought I'd point these out. These are his teen books is what they were, obviously aimed at the teen market, you know, like the same as Archie. This is Junior. If at all possible, this is even hornier than Archie comics. You can tell by the way he's reacting to these young women who all seem to be wearing the gravity-defying bullet bras, which were kind of popular in movies and some fashion at the time. So one of the actual Junior comics is reproduced. Then we go to Sunny, Taffy. These are more teen comics. I like this Sunny comic. I like the old TV shows and movies with guys in ape suits. And this is a comic where a guy ends up in an ape suit. And it's actually a pretty expressive ape suit for the time period. And he manages to throw in a couple of good poses there. Nice stuff. It even has an unpublished story. When he first moved to EC, he was doing all different kinds of stuff. EC had not gone to the horror comics yet. They weren't to the comics that made them famous. And so he had... funny animal books. They had westerns and war books. Everything that was popular at the other publishers, EC was doing too. You don't hear about them much. They don't get reprinted that much, unless I guess those big giant books that are in the slip cases, the big black and white ones. I guess those reprints a bunch of them, but. Yeah, so this Let's Play pre-trend, get it? Because this is the trend, new trend was what they called the comics when they started doing the Harvey Kurtzman kind of era. This is some of the stuff beforehand. A lot of crime. Westerns, all kinds of stuff. He draws a great maniac face. Very expressive stuff. Love comics. This book is full of, you know, the black and white original artwork. This black and white stuff here is so sharp. It kind of has that uncanny valley feeling of Charles Burns, where it almost makes you feel like a human hand might not have done some of these lines. It's not quite as weird as Charles Burns stuff, but I do like that. There's saddle romances. And then, of course, we get to the meat and potatoes of EC. The Bill and Al Show. Another great piece of original art. So there they show, this is the original art. This is the hand-colored silver print that was sent to the engravers. And, you know, the colors here, of course, aren't going to be the same as what pops up here. These colors are much more muted by the time they're put onto the newsprint. So that's pretty interesting there. I don't know how much of this kind of stuff actually still exists. And here's a whole bunch of splash pages. Another original cover. And another original cover. And here we've got a complete story. There's several complete stories. There were a couple in the first part there, but there's a couple of complete EC ones too. And one of the problems with shooting directly from an old comic is when you're looking at this, it's blurry and kind of messy because you're seeing the artwork from the other side of the page. That's kind of, yeah, I mean, you can say, well, that's what you would see if you were looking at that old comic, but I kind of feel like that might be something you could do a better job with. But anyway, and this is a good return from the grave for revenge story. Nice rotted corpse dragging somebody back in there into the ground. Another complete story. And now here's some more covers. And boy, these covers are in a ton of these books. IDW has done at least one book that's just the original covers, and I don't know if they're planning to do a second one, or that, I mean, that's what I heard, or if it already came out and I missed it. But anyway, they're about to reprint the first one of the original cover art in a paperback format. That's not, the first one was this giant oversized book, which unfortunately I was not able to afford. But I'll probably pick up the paper, even though it's smaller, because this is some good stuff. Just so many of these. I like this one because of how weird the robots are, the robot faces. And here's another full story. Another story. Just see all this great behind the scenes stuff. There you see Johnny Craig, the artist, is getting made up so they could take these pictures, so they would have actual photos to send to people for premiums. So a little bit of raciness. There are some cool monsters here. Some very cool monsters. And this is from the 3D. Another original, and it's got, you know me, I love monsters. So many original pieces of art. All right. Okay, I can flip through all this, but you get the idea. Child of Tomorrow. I do like this one a lot. I like the mutants she discovers. I don't know that the payoff is kind of wild. And then there's tons of behind-the-scenes stuff here. Nice pictures of Wally Wood, just all kinds of stuff for the other people that worked at MAD, talking about, you know, how they worked together. You know, lots of MAD history in this book. And they do have a lot of letters, correspondence from different. This one's the FELDSTEIN letter, but there's a lot of letters. There's not just one. There's a lot of stuff here. Weird fantasy. This creature, of course. He does like to have these things where it looks like the mouth could not possibly be any good at all. I mean, there's several of these creatures there where it's like, what? How do they close that mouth? What's going on there? Makes for a nice monster, though. Crime suspense. So there's more of the 3D. I should get out some 3D glasses and see if this printing of those actually looks pretty good. This is all about the slow fade out of EC. And then MAD had already started. I mean, MAD didn't pop up right after it. It was going concurrently, but and let's see here. I'm just gonna flip to the back. Here's some of his fine art, and like a lot of these guys, a lot of the pulp guys, whenever they retire, they start painting these countrysides and these romanticized Old West pictures and wildlife and stuff. And here is some classic sci-fi stuff reimagined as oil painted covers. Some really cool stuff. That's a great double page spread. And there's some more of the West stuff. So there you go. Oh, there's some more of it back here. Recreating Junior. Yeah. So, so in the final run, do I think this is an absolute must-have? Well, only you can answer that for yourself, because, like I said, there's a lot of these books about EC. There's a lot of fanzines. There's magazines. There's websites. There's all kinds of stuff about this EC stuff. But I think this is a really well done book. Like I said, if FELDSTEIN is somebody you know, he's there's some fascinating behind the scenes stuff here. So I felt like it was worth it. I had read it before I bought it, so you know, I had a good look at it and decided to get it. So it does get my recommendation. Anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know what your favorite books about EC Comics are. And talk to you again soon.